And it's true, if you back yourself, you will make it work. You know, it's sheer determination and hard work and proving to, you know, the public as well. You've got a duty to make sure you do succeed.
In this episode of my podcast, Relentless Life on Your Terms, I'm here with Miles Warden, the CEO of the Bespoke Corner Tailors, one of the most prestigious menswear boutiques in Australia. We're sitting here on 24 Toorak Road in South Yarra. He also has another store in Paddington. In this episode, we talk about the importance of looking good, backing yourself in business, and where to source the best materials to look fantastic in your suit. This is one fun episode that I really enjoyed and you get a lot of value from. Miles, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Chris.
So sitting here on Toorak Road in South Yarra with Miles Warden. How are you, Miles? Thanks for joining us.
Good, thanks. How are you?
Now, you've got a long history of being an entrepreneur. Tell us where it started to obviously to where we are here in the Bespoke Tailor.
It was a bit of a long journey. I guess my first sort of encounter in business was at the age of 15 in boarding school in England.
Yep.
And I started with a supplement company, and we used to sell supplements and basically buy the supplements at wholesale and sell them to all the rugby and football teams. And then over the years developed into lots of different, you know, small businesses, from streetwear companies to event companies. In Australia, I had an arcade company as well with the boxing machines, all in bars and nightclubs. So I've been sort of around a few different industries.
What made you get into menswear?
Menswear, I always had like a big passion for, you know, dressing well. You know, at the age of, you know, probably 16, 17, at school we used to wear our own suits. And my parents would give me an allowance and I would blow the whole allowance on one really, really good suit. So I was always like interested in it, but never thought about going into that industry. And then one day it sort of just clicked and I stopped chasing the money and I just followed a bit of passion, and that's when I, you know, started this business.
Funny story, the first time I met you, and I'm sure everyone thinks that, I thought, what an immaculately dressed person. He looks absolutely phenomenal. And I saw you a couple times, but it was afternoon or night. Then one morning I saw you, and sure enough, you rocked up the same, looking 10 out of 10. And I go, surely this can't be normal or sustainable, but I'm yet to see you not 10 out of 10. How do you sustain it?
I do actually dress casually, especially on a Sunday. You know, it's like sort of the reverse for a lot of people. You know, they like to dress up on the weekend. I like to dress down when I can. But yeah, typically I'm in a suit, tie. I have started dressing a little bit more casual because of COVID and everything. But no, I'm still, from 6 a.m. onwards, I'm pretty sharp normally.
6 a.m. onwards, so if COVID can't get you, nothing's going to get you, I guess. So we're sitting here now, it's called the Bespoke, I thought it was a Bespoke Corner, but it's a Bespoke Tailor. I thought it's a Bespoke Corner actually. You've opened your shop in Toorak Road about 3 years ago. This is your second shop. You started off in Sydney. Yep.
Correct.
Tell us about that.
So we started off as a roaming tailor. So we would travel around to people's offices, people's houses, and really understand what the client needs, look through their wardrobe, and obviously, you know, start creating a wardrobe for the client. As the business growed, we sort of needed to have a premises, even though we didn't really want that model, because we were based around
Construction?
It was more the core structure of starting the business was to be convenient. So we had 24/7 traveling tailor. So we would travel to you whenever, wherever, and it was sort of on your term. So like you would say, look, you know, I'm a busy investment banker. I don't want to see you in office hours. I want to see you at 9 p.m. at night. No problem. So we would go to them. Wow. So that was what the business was based on. And naturally, as it grew, you know, it was very hard to sort of sustain that that business model. So then we looked at locating a you know, a bricks and mortar store. So we started in Pyrmont, then we outgrew that, and then we went to Paddington, and then we've just recently, during COVID, expanded again and gone to the other side of Paddington in Glenmore Road.
I'm looking forward to that shop because I haven't seen it. And we're speaking off camera, you've also opening a barber shop at the top as well, so it's a full service, yeah?
Correct.
Full grooming service, which is, tell us a bit about that.
So we did level one, which we completed in November. Yep. During COVID, it was a great opportunity because the business has grown so quickly over the years, and we have a very, very tight team. Sometimes we can't do some of the things that we want to do, so relocating stores and things like that. So it was a great opportunity while things were quieter and people weren't buying suits as much, to then take the opportunity to build a, sort of a dream store that we wanted to do. So we got the boutique, we developed level 1, which we've got a fully functional bar in the back, we've got a courtyard, a beautiful showroom, and then now we're building a barbershop upstairs. So that's going to be called the Bespoke Corner Barbers. And the reason behind that was to, basically we're catering to the male audience, and everything from suiting to casual wear to your chinos, shirts, and grooming is such a massive part of a man's life. And it's also quite regular. So, we're noticing that customers these days are going to the barber every week or every other week.
So funny you say that.
It's great to get them into the boutique constantly, so that they remember they've got an event coming up in 2 months.
Top of the mind, you're there 100%. To service. It's funny you say that, because I was working out. I cut my hair I thought it was like every 2 weeks. It's like every 10 days.
Yeah.
I go now to maintain the beard twice a week, which is a lot of work. Before, if you told me 2 years ago, there's no chance I would have done that.
Yeah.
But I think it's very, very important to present yourself well. I remember when I was listening to actually John Travolta speaking, he was talking on that topic, and most people dress well because they want to feel good. He goes, I dress well because I want to look good to the person looking at me and talking to me. And I go, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
What an interesting take. He goes, isn't it more pleasant looking at someone that's better groomed, that's well presented when you're talking? And I thought, very interesting. Usually I dress well because I want to feel well. I want to feel better about how I look. But what an interesting take, huh?
Yeah, I haven't heard that before.
Me neither.
But a lot of people do dress because, when they walk into a room, they portray this, successful feeling, so if they feel good about themselves, they can really excel and perform.
Their physiology, their performance, what they
100%.
speak. But as I said, it's never heard that perception.
No.
It was really intriguing. So now, I wasn't surprised you got voted in GQ one of the best dressed a few years back. So tell us about that.
I didn't actually know that until you told me recently. But now, back when everything started, social media for male, I guess, influencers as they call them, it wasn't really a thing. There wasn't that many males in the market. So when it sort of first kick-started, that's how we grew the business originally, through social media.
Why do you think that is, though? Because I mean, males want to look good as well, yeah. Why was it such a stereotype that it's more of a female thing, do you think?
I think in Europe they obviously can express their style very differently. In Australia, it's a little bit slower to adapt and for men to have sort of embraced this whole fashion and style and grooming, like we touched on earlier. But it is getting more and more and more popular. At the time when GQ was sort of ramping up all of their magazines and everything, and they were growing as a business because men became more interested in fashion and wanted to understand fashion as well. I think over the years, it's just continually developed.
So I have to ask you a few questions. Give the audience some tips of what they should look. Give us some good presentation tips and some no-nos as well.
Okay, presentation tips. I'd always say in your wardrobe you need a classic navy suit. You can pair it with everything. You can wear it as a sports jacket on its own, or you can obviously break it up and wear the trousers. If you're traveling, it's a great thing to have in your wardrobe, and it's just a core essential that you need. Chinos, cream and navy, go-to. You can take them on holiday, you can wear them and transition from a business meeting to a casual lunch or casual dinner very quickly, which is always important. Obviously, every man needs a tuxedo in their wardrobe. A lot of people get caught out, and that's the one thing that men normally get caught out with, is not having something in their wardrobe when they get invited to a last-minute event.
Black tie event or something.
Black tie,
important, yeah.
100%. White sneakers and a nice loafer.
Ah, good. And give us some don'ts. What do you see some faux pas people to avoid?
Don'ts is a hard one, because I think a lot of people, they don't want to say what to do and what not to do. Style should be very individual. You should wear sort of what you want to a certain level.
Expresses you, makes you feel good.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, there is some No-nos, like it's good to, if you're wearing a busy suit on the outside, it's good to keep the tie a little bit more straightforward, or vice versa. You don't want too many colors, too many patterns sort of clashing. That's sometimes what you see. I don't like when you go to the races and you see, there's always one or two clowns in the audience that are wearing, bright patterned suits and, the cheap polyester suits. That's, to me, a no-no. And it's always good to, another a do, I guess, is to try and match your belt with your shoes.
I remember years ago when I was young, I always loved fashion, but I wasn't a good dresser, and I started to evolve over the years. And one of my ex-bosses used to say to me, the most important thing, Chris, if you wear a suit, make sure that it's tailored. It's so important that it's not too long, not too short, it's cut and he always used to look very well presented. The first thing I thought when I saw this guy is, he looks fantastic, carries himself well. Now, it's funny you said life on your terms, because that's the name of our podcast. Let me ask you a few instances where you had to really back yourself. Obviously, being in business, starting a suit shop, which is such a competitive and saturated things, menswear. What made you dive into them? Give me an instance where you go, you know what, I've got to back myself here. I've got to really focus and move forward. Give me a couple of circumstances where that was the case.
I think with any business, you've got to back yourself. You're the one who will make it work. I think during COVID was a really good example of backing yourself. There was situations where we could have just gone into hibernation. We were in a smaller boutique in Sydney. We could have literally shut the door and just hid for a year, gone a bit under the radar, and then came out. We did the complete opposite to the market. So all of our competitors cut back on ad spend, on Google ads, on Facebook ads. Everyone was reducing their spaces. We grew. First thing we did our website. So we redeveloped our website. We're building an e-com store. We relocated to a store 4 times the size and 4 times the rent of what we were paying. So we really went the complete opposite way to what the market was, which I believe cemented us and gave customers and the public this perception.
It legitimizes your brand, though.
100%.
So when you do that, so just to cut back, you opened a store, you saw that as an opportunity to grow your business, to evolve, and to really, and I walk in this store and you feel special when you walk in. The service is A1, everything around this place feels great. You feel like a rock star when you come in here. The suits are great, and it gives you that whole feel. But to actually back yourself, to spend that money, to invest that money to grow, it's going to show in 2021 and 2022 and the years thereafter. Not many people have that foresight, and a lot of people did retract. Yep. Same with Reventon. We put on 18 new people, and I had the exact same view. So when it's ready, people will have that presence, but not many people have that, that gusto to do that.
Yeah, it's. I remember I phoned you about 6 months ago, and you were really positive, and you said something to me, and you said, Miles, whenever you call me, I'm going to be like this. I'll always be positive, no matter the market, no matter what's going on. I'll always be positive, and I'll always look at the bright side. And it's true. If you back yourself, you will make it work. It's sheer determination and hard work, and proving to the public as well. You've got a duty to make sure you do succeed.
And to your team and to your staff. But you know what, you look at it, wherever there's chaos, there's opportunity. 100%. And people are getting back because it's too difficult. You know what that means? It means there's more opportunity for you to actually grow. And I love seeing that, and I love coming to your store. And tell us how that is. Is by appointment only? Can people walk in? I know, but for the people listening, how do they get in touch with you? What's the process? Do you still offer that service where you go to see the client, or do they have to come in store? Because I didn't even know. I didn't actually even know that.
So at the moment, we just do it in our boutique only. So how you can get hold of us is through the website, www.thebespokecorner.com. It's by appointment only, so you have to book an appointment to come in. We allow a 1-hour consultation where we get to understand the customer, their wardrobe, what they need, and cater a wardrobe exactly for the customer. So it's not what we want them to wear. It is individual for every single person, and we pride ourselves on our service. We back our product 100%. So we've got a 100% guarantee, which means that if you're not happy, we will make you happy.
What a back that is. I actually came here for my 40th to prepare a suit for here, and I've done a lot of suits for me, and I can guarantee that is the case as well. So it comes to that time now. We've got our quick fire questions with Miles. Miles, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. First thing that comes to mind. Do you have any pets?
No.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Mine is too. A lot of people say blue. There's a meaning behind every color, yeah? What's your favorite TV show?
Suits.
Suits?
Or Billions.
What a silly show. That's the question. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Who was your role model growing up?
Richard Branson.
Excellent. Describe yourself in 3 words as a teenager.
Ooh. Annoying. Persistent. I don't know.
Let's start. Were you stylish when you were young?
Fairly.
It sounds like with the money you were getting for the suit, and you were just buying one suit. Now, one item that you couldn't leave the house without.
Watch.
That's a good one too. What annoys you the most? Give me a pet peeve.
People being late.
Me too. Best advice you've ever received?
Follow your heart and just give it 100%.
Which is what you're doing here, yeah? Now, from this episode, talk to you and tell us 2, 3 key takeaways you wanted to take. Now, you've talked about fashion, how to look good, why it's important, what you've done during COVID. Give us 2, 3 key takeaways.
Takeaways, I think the main thing I would say is that, you know, if you're passionate about something, just follow it and really go for it. You know, like you don't have to be academic. You just need to give it everything and follow your passion.
And he's a very, very hardworking person. I can attest to that. Scale of 1 to 10, how much fun you had on the podcast?
10.
Excellent. Now, for all of you that are interested in having a great experience, the Bespoke Corner here on 24 Toorak Road, South Yarra can help you with your wardrobe. Make sure you look exceptional. It's a great experience. I personally shop here myself. We're about to get measured up for a couple new suits. I guarantee you'll be happy. Make sure to come out and see Miles and the team. Thank you.